The night sky over Seoul flashed with blue light. Something was falling from space. It cut through clouds, leaving a trail of smoke and fire. Dr. Ta-Won Kim sipped his coffee as the emergency call came in. The clock on his wall read 2:17 am. A crash landing. Where? He asked, already grabbing his coat. Outskirts of the city. I'll be there in 20 minutes. Taiwan was the head of South Korea's secret research team that dealt with strange things. Things the public didn't need to know about. But this was big. Too big to hide. By the time his car reached the crash site, the military had set up a circle of lights and barriers. Soldiers stood with guns pointed at a smoking metal object half buried in dirt. Captain Dong-hyuk walked up to Taiwan. "Doctor, this is not like other crashes. Something is alive in there." Alive? Taiwan's heart beat faster. Yes, and it's not human. Taiwan walked closer. The spacecraft was unlike anything made on Earth. It was black with strange purple markings that seemed to glow. "Has it tried to come out?" he asked. "No. We heard movement." "Then nothing for the last hour," said the captain. Taiwan's team arrived in a large truck. His top assistant, Juri Park, joined him with her testing kit. "We need to see inside," said Taiwan. "Too dangerous," said Captain Dong-hyuk. "My orders are to wait for the heavy military team. They want to move this whole thing to a secure base." Taiwan shook his head. "If something's hurt in there, waiting could kill it. This is a first contact situation. We can't start with a death." Before the captain could argue more, a loud crack came from the ship. A door was opening. Everyone stepped back. Soldiers raised their guns. "Don't shoot," Taiwan shouted. A figure fell from the opening. It hit the ground hard and didn't move. In the bright lights, they could all see it clearly. It looked almost human, but with gray-silver fur covering its body. Its face was wolf-like with a long snout and pointed ears. It wore some kind of armor with more of those strange purple markings. "Is it dead?" someone whispered. Juri moved forward with a scanner. "It's alive, but hurt badly. Internal bleeding. We need to help it," said Taiwan. "Doctor, this thing could be dangerous," warned the captain. "Look at those claws. Those teeth." Taiwan looked at the creature again. Yes, it had the teeth and claws of a predator. But it also had equipment, armor, tools. This was no animal. This was a thinking being from another world. "Captain, I'm taking this being to my facility," Taiwan said firmly. "Your soldiers can guard it there, but it needs medical help now." After some argument, the captain agreed. They carefully moved the wolf-like alien onto a stretcher and into Taiwan's research truck. As they loaded the alien, Juri gasped. "Dr. Kim, look at this." She pointed to a small device on the alien's armor. It was showing Earth in its display with a red X over it. Taiwan studied it. "This wasn't a crash," he said quietly. "This was an arrival. It came here on purpose." "But why?" asked Juri. Taiwan didn't answer. He was looking at another symbol on the alien's armor. It showed a wolf-like creature standing over what looked like human bodies. "I don't think it came in peace," he finally said. As the truck doors closed, the alien's finger twitched. No one noticed its eyes opened slightly, yellow and glowing in the dark. The alien woke up inside a clear glass room. Machines beeped around him. His body ached. Metal bands held his arms and legs down to a table. He growled, showing sharp teeth. Outside the glass, Dr. Ta-Won Kim washed carefully. 3 days had passed since they brought the creature to the lab. They had treated its wounds. Now it was awake and angry. "Should we sedate it again?" asked Juri, standing beside Taiwan. "No, we need to try to talk to it," said Taiwan. Hyun-ki, the young lab assistant, looked nervous. "How? We don't speak alien wolf language." Just then, the creature spoke. Its voice was deep and rough. "Release me, humans." Everyone froze. The alien spoke Korean. How was this possible? Taiwan stepped closer to the glass. You understand us." The alien's yellow eyes narrowed. "My ship scanned your world. My translator works for all your simple languages." "Who are you?" asked Taiwan. "Why did you come here?" The creature pulled at its restraints. "I am Rock of the Cannon. I came to study your weaknesses before the Great Hunt begins." "Great Hunt," Jewry whispered. "My people hunt worthy species across the galaxy," Rock said. His mouth formed what might have been a smile, but it looked like a threat. "Humans seem weak, but numerous. Good sport." Taiwan felt cold fear. This was worse than he thought. Not just one alien predator, but a whole species planning to hunt humans. "We saved your life," said Taiwan. "You owe us thanks, not threats." Rock laughed, a harsh barking sound. "Prey does not receive thanks for being prey. When I break free, you will be the first I hunt, human." Captain Dong Hyuk stepped forward. "I told you this thing is dangerous. We should kill it now." "No," said Taiwan. "It's our only chance to learn about these cannon before they come." Hyumki was looking at a screen showing sound waves. "Doctor, look at this. When we were fixing its wounds, it made strange noises at certain sound frequencies." "Play it back," ordered Taiwan. Hyumki pressed a button. A high-pitched sound came from speakers. Immediately, Rock began to thrash and howl. "Turn it off," shouted Taiwan. Hyumki fumbled with controls. The sound stopped, but he accidentally turned on a different machine. This one made a low, gentle humming sound. Something strange happened. Rock's ears twitched. His yellow eyes widened. Then, to everyone's surprise, his back leg started to thump against the table. "What's happening?" asked Captain Donghook. Hyumki checked his readings. "That frequency, it seems to be affecting the pleasure center in its brain." Jewry moved closer to the glass. "It's like when you scratch a dog behind the ears." Taiwan had an idea. He entered the chamber wearing a protective suit. Rock growled but couldn't move because of the restraints. Carefully, Taiwan reached out and scratched behind Rock's pointed ear. The reaction was immediate. Rock's eyes half closed. The growling stopped. His leg thumped faster. "Stop that," Rock demanded, but his voice had lost its threatening edge. "This is undignified." Taiwan stepped back. "Interesting. Your species has involuntary responses, just like Earth animals." Rock's fur bristled with what looked like embarrassment. "We are apex predators, not pets." But everyone had seen it. The fierce alien had a weakness, a very dog-like weakness. Later, when the others had left, Jewry asked Taiwan, "What do we do with him now?" Taiwan looked at the alien, who was pretending to sleep. "We learn everything we can. About the cannon, their plans, their weaknesses, and if more come looking for him." Taiwan had no answer. He watched Rock's ears twitch at their voices. In the secure room, Rock thought about his mission. The humans were cleverer than expected. And that ear-scratching. None of his training had prepared him for how good it felt. This was very confusing. He needed to escape and complete his mission. But first, he wanted to understand why these humans had saved him instead of killing him. No species the cannon had ever hunted had done that before. 1 week passed. Rock remained in his glass room, watching the humans study him. They had loosened his restraints so he could sit up and move his arms, but not enough to escape. Dr. Taiwan Kim entered the lab early that morning. He was surprised to hear a child's laugh. "What was that?" he asked Jewry, who was checking data on a screen. Jewry looked nervous. Well, your daughter is here." "Hey Yun." "Here." Taiwan rushed toward Rock's room. Inside the secure area before the glass wall, a small girl sat on a chair. 8-year-old Hey Yun was showing a picture book to Rock through the glass. Rock was watching her with his head tilted to one side. "Hey Yun," Taiwan shouted. "How did you get in here?" The girl looked up. "Hi, Dad. Hyun-ki let me in. I told him you said it was okay. Taiwan made a mental note to talk to Hyun-ki later. This is not a place for children. That creature is dangerous. Rock growled softly. I am not a creature. I am a cannon warrior. Hyun giggled. His ears move when he talks, like our neighbor's dog. I am not a dog, Rock said, his fur bristling. Taiwan tried to pull Hyun away, but she slipped from his grasp. She reached into her pocket and pulled out a small round cookie. Are you hungry, Mr. Wolf? You look hungry. Before Taiwan could stop her, Hyun had pressed a button that opened a small food slot in the glass. She dropped the cookie through. Hyun, no, Taiwan shouted. But it was too late. The cookie sat on the tray inside Rock's room. Everyone froze, waiting to see what would happen. Rock sniffed the air. He looked at the small brown circle with suspicion. What is this? He asked. It's a chocolate cookie, said Hyun. They're yummy. Slowly, Rock picked up the cookie. He sniffed it again, then took a small bite. His yellow eyes widened. His tail, which had been still until now, swished once. This is good, he said, sounding surprised. He ate the rest quickly. See, Dad. He's nice, said Hyun. Can I come visit him again? Taiwan was about to say no when Juri pulled him aside. This could be useful, she whispered. The alien responds differently to Hyun than to us. She doesn't fear him, and he seems less aggressive with her. Taiwan looked back at his daughter, who was now showing Rock how to draw a flower on a digital pad they could share through the glass. Fine, he said, but only with supervision, and only for short times. Over the next few days, Hyun visited Rock regularly. She brought him cookies, taught him games, and showed him cartoons on a tablet. Why do you not fear me? Rock asked her once. I could hurt you. Hyun shrugged. Dad says you're trapped in there. But even if you weren't, I don't think you would hurt me. Why not? I am a hunter. Because you like cookies, Hyun said simply. Bad guys don't like cookies. Rock had no answer for this strange human logic. One night, after Hyun had gone home, Rock's arm device beeped. It was a signal from the Cannon homeworld, checking on his mission. Status report, came a harsh voice. Rock hesitated. He should tell them about his capture, about the humans' technology and weaknesses. That was his mission. But then he thought of Hyun's smile when she shared cookies with him. Still gathering data, Rock replied instead. Humans are complicated. I need more time. You have 30 more Earth days, the voice said. Then we send the first hunting party. The communication ended. Rock stared at the ceiling, feeling strange. For the first time in his life, he did not look forward to the hunt. In another room, Taiwan watched the alien through a camera. He had recorded the communication but couldn't understand the Cannon language. What are you thinking about, Wolf? He wondered aloud. And why do I feel like my daughter is reaching you in ways we cannot? 2 weeks had passed since Rock's arrival. Dr. Taiwan Kim had made a difficult decision. Today they would let Rock out of his classroom. Are you sure about this? Captain Dong-hyuk asked. He and his soldiers stood ready with special weapons. Yes, said Taiwan. We need to build trust, and we need to know more about his abilities. Rock stood inside his room, watching them. His yellow eyes moved from person to person. He no longer wore his armor. Instead, he had on a simple gray outfit the humans had made for him. A special collar was around his neck that could shock him if needed. If you try to hurt anyone, this collar will stop you, Taiwan explained. Do you understand? Rock nodded. I understand. I will not attack. The door slid open. For the first time, Rock stepped out freely. Everyone tensed. Rock sniffed the air. His ears twitched. But he made no aggressive moves. Good, said Taiwan. Now, I'd like to show you more of our facility. As they walked, Rock observed everything. He noticed how the other humans kept their distance, all except Juri and Hyun-ki, who walked close to Tadwan. "Why do you study stars?" Rock asked, looking at a large screen showing space images. "To learn," said Tadwan. "Knowledge helps us grow." Rock seemed confused by this. Canon only learned to hunt better. Knowledge is for hunting. Humans learn for many reasons. Juri explained. For fun, for growth, for understanding our place in the universe. Before Rock could respond, alarms began to sound. Red lights flashed. "What's happening?" asked Tadwan. A guard ran up to them. "Intruders in the East Wing. They're armed." Captain Dong-hyuk raised his weapon. "Get the alien back to containment." But Rock suddenly stiffened. His nose twitched rapidly. "I smell fear and something else." He looked at Tadwan with wide eyes. "The small one. Your pup. She is here." Taiwan's face went pale. "Hae-yun. She was supposed to be in school." A voice came over the speakers. "Attention. This is Director Sunwoo. I have taken control of this facility. The alien specimen will be transferred to my laboratory immediately." Tadwan grabbed a communication device. "Sunwoo, what are you doing?" "What you should have done," came the reply. "This creature is too valuable for your soft approach. We need to dissect it, study its biology, its technology. There are children in this building." Tadwan shouted. "Unfortunate timing," said Sunwoo coldly. "But they won't be harmed if you cooperate." Rock growled. A deep rumbling sound. "This human threatens your pup." "Yes," said Tadwan. "Sunwoo is a rival scientist. He must have followed Hae-yun here." Without warning, Rock tore off the collar around his neck. Captain Dong-hyuk aimed his weapon, but Rock was already moving. "I will find her," Rock said, dropping to all fours. He ran down the hallway faster than any human could move. "Wait," Tadwan called, running after him. In another part of the building, Hae-yun sat frightened in a corner. Two men in black uniforms stood guard over her. Director Sunwoo looked at a screen showing security footage. "Your father's pet monster is loose," he told Hae-yun. "Now we'll see what it really is." Suddenly, the lights went out. The emergency lights cast red shadows everywhere. One guard screamed. Something large and fast had pulled him into darkness. The second guard fired his weapon wildly. Then he too was gone. Director Sunwoo pulled out a gun and pointed it at Hae-yun. "Stay back. I'll shoot her." A growl came from the darkness. Two yellow eyes glowed. "You will not harm the pup," Rock said. For the first time in his life, Rock was hunting to protect, not to kill. And somehow, it felt right. Director Sunwoo's hand shook as he held the gun. "Stay back, monster." Rock moved slowly from the shadows. His yellow eyes never left the weapon pointed at Hae-yun. "Let the pup go," Rock growled. "Rock," Hae-yun cried, tears on her face. Just then, Taiwan and Captain Dong-hyuk burst into the room with soldiers. "Put down your weapon, Sunwoo," shouted the captain. Sunwoo looked trapped. His eyes darted around wildly. "This creature is valuable government property. I'm taking it to a proper facility." "I am not property," said Rock. His claws extended, but he did not attack. "I am Canon, and these humans are my—" He paused, searching for the right word. "My pack." No one was more surprised at these words than Rock himself. While Sunwoo was distracted, Rock moved with blinding speed. He knocked the gun away and pinned Sunwoo to the wall. His teeth were inches from the man's throat. Everyone froze. Rock could kill Sunwoo in seconds. "Rock," Taiwan said softly. "Please don't." Rock's fur bristled. Every instinct told him to tear out the threat's throat. That was the Canon way. "He threatened your pup," Rock said, not looking away from Sunwoo's terrified face. "Yes, but we don't kill," said Taiwan. "That's the human way. Our way." Rock held Sunwoo for a long moment. Then, slowly, he let go and stepped back. Sunwoo slid to the floor, shaking. Captain Donghyuk quickly handcuffed Sun Woo and his men. "We'll take them away," he told Taiwan. Yun ran to Rock and hugged his furry arm. "You saved me." Rock awkwardly patted her head with his large clawed hand. "You are Pack," he said simply. Later that night, after everything had calmed down, Taiwan made another big decision. "You can't stay in the lab anymore," he told Rock. Rock's ears drooped. Was he being sent away? "You'll come home with us," Taiwan continued, "if you agree." Rock looked surprised. "To your den." "To our home," said Taiwan. "It's safer. And Yun would like it." That weekend, Rock moved into Taiwan's house. It was strange at first. Rock had never lived in a human home before. There were many new things to learn. He had to be careful with his claws on the furniture. He had to learn about showers and how to use the toilet. He had to wear clothes all the time, which he found uncomfortable. But there were good things too. Yun taught him how to play video games. Rock was very good at hunting games. Taiwan showed him books and movies about Earth. Rock liked nature shows the best. And Taiwan's wife, Minna, taught Rock about human food. Rock discovered he loved spicy chicken more than anything else. One night, Yun got sick with a fever. Rock was confused and worried. "Why is the pup hot?" he asked Taiwan. "It's just a cold," Taiwan explained. "She'll be better in a few days." But Rock wouldn't leave Yun's side. He sat by her bed all night, watching over her. When she shivered, he put his furry arm around her to keep her warm. In the morning, Minna found them both asleep. Yun's fever had broken, and she was cuddled against Rock's fur. Minna took a picture on her phone. She showed it to Taiwan. "I think we have a new family member," she said with a smile. Taiwan nodded. "I never thought I'd say this, but I think you're right." What neither of them knew was that in space, far above Earth, a canine ship had just entered orbit. The 30 days were up. Rock's time was running out. Rock was helping Yun with her homework when he felt it. A strange tingling in his mind. A call he had not felt in weeks. He dropped the pencil he was holding. His ears stood straight up. "What's wrong?" asked Yun. Rock went to the window and looked at the night sky. "They are here," he said quietly. "Who's here?" Yun asked, joining him at the window. "My old pack, the cannon." Taiwan was at work when the alert came. Something had been detected entering Earth's atmosphere, something using the same technology as Rock's ship. He called home immediately. "Is Rock with you?" he asked Minna. "Yes, he's with Yun." "What's happening?" "Don't let him leave the house. I'm coming home now." But it was too late. When Minna went to check on them, both Rock and Yun were gone. The back door was open. Rock moved quickly through the dark streets, carrying Yun on his back. "Where are we going?" she asked. "To meet someone dangerous," said Rock. "Someone like me, but not like me anymore." They reached an empty field outside the city. Rock set Yun down behind some trees. "Stay hidden," he told her. "No matter what happens, stay hidden." A bright light appeared in the sky. It came closer and closer, then landed in the field. It was a small ship, like Rock's but undamaged. The door opened. Another wolf-like creature stepped out. This one was larger than Rock, with darker fur and a scar across one eye. He wore the armor of a cannon commander. "Del," said Rock, stepping into the open. The larger cannon looked at Rock with cold eyes. "Scout Rock, you failed to report properly. The hunt was delayed because of you." "There will be no hunt, Del," said Rock. "Not here." Dal's ears flattened against his head in anger. "You have been contaminated by the prey. I can smell them on you." He sniffed the air. "I can smell one nearby right now." Rock moved to block Dal's view of the trees where Yun was hiding. "The humans are not prey. They are intelligent. They have culture, art, family bonds. They saved me when I was injured." "They tricked you," growled Dal. "Made you weak." He tapped a device on his arm. Your tracking implant shows you living in a human den, eating human food. You have forgotten what you are. Or maybe I've remembered what we were meant to be, said Rock, before the High Command changed us. Dal snarled and began to circle Rock. You were always soft, even during training. I should have reported you then. You were my teacher, said Rock. You taught me to think, not just hunt. A mistake, said Dal. He drew a small device from his belt. This will reset your mind, remove the contamination, make you canon again. Rock tensed, ready to fight. Dal was stronger, but Rock knew the area better. Suddenly, a small voice called out, Rock, watch out. Hei Yun had come out from hiding. She had seen the device and wanted to warn Rock. Dal turned toward her, his hunter's eyes locking onto the small human. No, shouted Rock. He leaped at Dal, knocking him down. The reset device flew from Dal's hand. Run, Hei Yun, Rock yelled as he struggled with the larger cannon. Dal was strong. He threw Rock off and got to his feet. So this small human is your weakness, he said, starting toward Hei Yun. But before he could take 3 steps, bright lights flooded the field. Vehicles surrounded them. Captain Dong Hyuk and his soldiers appeared, along with Taiwan. Back away from my daughter, Taiwan shouted. Dal looked around, surprised by the ambush. He reached for a weapon, but Rock tackled him again. This time, Rock was ready. As they fought, Rock pressed a small device against Dal's neck, one of Hyun-Ki's sonic tools that he had brought just in case. Dal's eyes went wide as the sound waves hit him. Then he collapsed, unconscious. Perfect timing, Rock said to Taiwan as soldiers moved in to secure Dal. Dal woke up in the same glass room where Rock had once been kept. His wrists and ankles were restrained, just like Rock's had been. He growled when he saw Rock standing outside with Taiwan and Juri. Traitor, Dal snarled. I'm trying to save lives, said Rock, both human and cannon. Dal laughed, a harsh barking sound. Save. The cannon do not need saving. We are the greatest hunters in the galaxy. Taiwan stepped closer to the glass. We have questions for you. I will tell you nothing, pray, said Dal. Then perhaps you'll tell me, said Rock. Why do the High Command keep us angry all the time? Why do they forbid us from feeling anything but the joy of the hunt? Dal's ears flattened. Because other feelings make us weak. Or because they make us question, said Rock. He pressed a button, and a screen on the wall lit up. It showed Dal's blood under a microscope. Look at your blood, Dal. Look at the tiny machines in it. Dal stared at the screen. Thousands of tiny robots swam in his blood. Nanobots, explained Jure. They're all through your system. They control your brain chemistry. Lies, said Dal, but he sounded less certain. The High Command didn't make us better hunters, said Rock. They made us slaves. They took away our choice. Taiwan showed another screen. This is Rock's blood from when he first arrived. It looked the same as Dal's. And this is Rock's blood now. The second image showed far fewer nanobots. What happened to them? Asked Dal. They broke down, said Jure. Something in human food, in human contact, weakens them. When Rock started living with humans, feeling new emotions, the nanobots couldn't handle it. Rock put his hand on the glass. I remember things now, Dal, from before, don't you? Before they changed us. Dal closed his eyes. His breathing became faster. We weren't always hunters, Rock continued. We were builders once. Artists. We had families, not just packs. The High Command changed that. They made us into weapons. No, Dal whispered, but his voice was weak. Rock looked at Taiwan, who nodded. Taiwan pressed another button, and a gentle sound filled Dal's room. What are you doing to me? Dal asked. His body began to relax despite his effort to stay tense. Nothing, said Rock. Just playing music. Human music. The soft sounds filled the room. Dal's eyes grew heavy. "I remember," he said quietly. "Long ago, I had a mate, pups of my own." A single tear formed in Dal's eye. "What happened to them?" "The High Command took them," said Rock gently. "They took all our families, made us forget with the nanobots, made us think only of hunting." Jewry looked at her readings. His nanobot activity is decreasing already, just from the music and memories. Taiwan seemed amazed. "So the cannon aren't naturally violent predators?" "No," said Rock. "We were made this way. Our real nature is different." Dal was quiet now, listening to the music. For the first time, his face looked peaceful. Later, Taiwan and Rock sat in the lab office. "Dal's ship received a message," said Taiwan. "The main cannon fleet is only 3 days away. Hundreds of ships. We can't fight them all." "We don't need to fight," said Rock. "We need to wake them up." "How?" Rock smiled, showing his sharp teeth. "Music, food, kindness, the things that broke my nanobots. If we can broadcast the right frequencies, trigger the right memories, we might break the High Command's control over all cannon." "That's a big risk," said Taiwan. "If it doesn't work, then humanity falls," said Rock sadly. "And my people remain slaves forever." He looked out the window at the night sky. Somewhere up there, the cannon fleet was coming. His old pack. But now he had a new pack to protect. "We need to work fast," said Rock. "I have a plan." 3 days passed quickly. Scientists from around the world worked with Rock and Dal to prepare for the cannon fleet. Dal, now free of most nanobots, helped them understand cannon technology. On the 3rd day, the sky darkened as the massive cannon mothership entered Earth's atmosphere. Smaller ships surrounded it like a swarm of insects. "They're here," said Taiwan, looking at the radar screen in the command center. Rock stood beside him, wearing a special suit Hyun-Ki had made. It looked like cannon armor, but was filled with Earth technology. "Are you sure about this?" asked Jure. "You might not come back." "I must try," said Rock, "for both our worlds." Hye-Yun ran to Rock and hugged him tightly. She put something around his neck, a collar with a small tag that read, "Rock, if found, please return to Earth. So you can find your way home," she said with tears in her eyes. Rock touched the collar gently. "I will return to my pack," he promised. The plan was dangerous. Rock would take Dal's ship back to the mothership. He would pretend he had captured Dal and was returning him. Then he would plant the special device they had made, one that would broadcast the frequencies that broke down nanobots. As Rock prepared to leave, Taiwan handed him a small box. "What is this?" asked Rock. "Chocolate cookies," said Taiwan with a smile. "Maybe they'll help." Rock nodded and boarded the ship. The door closed, and the small craft lifted off. The journey to the mothership was short. Rock's heart beat fast as the ship docked. He had not been among other cannons since coming to Earth. Guards met him at the landing bay. They looked surprised to see him. "Scout Rock," one said. "We thought you were lost." "I was captured," Rock lied. "But I escaped and took important information about the humans." They led him to the command center. There, the fleet commander waited. He was the largest cannon Rock had ever seen, with red markings on his dark fur. "You have been gone a long time, Scout," said the commander. His eyes narrowed. "What is that around your neck?" Rock touched the collar. "A trophy. From my time with the humans." The commander didn't look convinced. "You smell different, like prey." "I had to live among them to study them," said Rock. The commander circled Rock slowly. "Where is Commander Dal?" His ship returned, but not him. "The humans captured him," said Rock. "But I have important information about human weaknesses." "Show me," ordered the commander. This was the moment. Rock reached into his pack as if to pull out data. Instead, he activated the device. Soft music began to play throughout the ship. The same music that had helped Dal remember. The commander roared in anger. What is this? But it was already working. All around the command center, cannon warriors began to look confused. Some held their heads as if in pain. Remember, Rock shouted. Remember who we were before the nanobots, before we became hunters. The commander lunged at Rock, but Rock was ready. He fought back, not to kill, but to keep the commander busy while the music worked. Other cannon began to help Rock. The nanobots were breaking down. Memories were returning. In one final desperate move, the commander pinned Rock down. I will tear out your throat, traitor. Rock had one last idea. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a chocolate cookie. Try this first, he said. Confused, the commander paused. The cookie's sweet smell reached his nose. Curiously, he took it and had a small bite. His eyes widened. The rage faded from his face. This is good, he said in wonder. 6 months later, Rock sat on the couch in Taiwan's living room. He-Yun was scratching behind his ears while they watched TV. The news showed cannon and humans working together to build a new city. The peace treaty had been signed. The cannon were free of the nanobots, returning to their true nature as builders and artists. Are you happy? He-Yun asked Rock. Rock looked at his collar, now decorated with many tags from his adventures. He was not just a pet. He was family, and he had saved 2 worlds. Yes, said Rock, his tail thumping against the couch. This is where I belong. Outside, the stars shone brightly, not as places to conquer, but as new worlds to explore together. The end.